Welcome, everybody. Merry Christmas. I know it's a little early and I'm kind of dressed uh, for Christmas. Anyway, it's in a few days Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, Monday. So it's getting crazy out there, everybody in the stores, people rushing around looking for gifts, etc. I had to get out of there. Too crowded, too many people. But people are out, and for the most part, people are in a good mood. They're shopping, they're looking for gifts. While you're online paying for things, they are actually talking about the gifts and etc. So another reason why I like this time of the year, most people, for the most part, their mood changes for the better, and that's a good thing, you know. Um, Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. It's almost Christmas time. That's the title of this topic today. Because when I was growing up, I can remember having probably one or two Christmas, and then we didn't have it anymore. So I love Christmas, and I love the music. I love the lights, at nighttime. You see everything lit up. And some of the properties, if you pass by, not only are they lit up, but they have the Christmas music going too, which is really cool. And I love the movies. So this is the best time of the year. And hopefully 2024 is going to be great. So also there was something else I was going to say because I don't really have any outlines today because I'm just talking about Christmas and you know the you know uh, what I would what I do because I'm not going to tell people what to do, but what I do um, to relieve stress, anxiety. At first, Christmas to me, after losing so many people and so many people passing away, would Christmas would be it would be hard. It was hard, but I'm starting to realize the importance of you know having embracing life. I'm realizing the important how important it is to embrace life because I know that my Passover loved ones would never want me to be or stay in a place of depression. And for those who are experiencing that right now, please allow yourself to just for a little, for a while, allow yourself to just get outside into nature. Do things that uplift your spirit. I always talk about music because music soothes the soul, and I listen to it a lot every day for the most part because it's important. It helps me to change my mood and elevate it, and it's just important. And the other thing, as we talk about healing here on this channel, we talk about grief, then we talk about some ways I talk about that, how I heal. And it's so important to be at peace. Oh my God, with all the drama, the toxicity and negativity that's going on in this world today, even if you turn on the news, like right now, something happened at a university, a shooting, where 11 people, I think, are dead. And it just goes on and on. The people need the good. We need to know that there's some good out there because every time you turn on the news or you even talk to people, it's always some kind of negativity. And I really try to keep myself away from the news, but I have to watch it so I know what's going on in the world. However, I only can stomach 5 to 7 minutes of it, and then I have to turn it off because it just changes my mood. And it's so important for me to keep healing and to be at peace. And it's important for everyone who's going through really bad grief and depression to know that your loved ones would never want you to stay in that place. And for those who are, my condolences to everyone. But those who specifically just lost loved ones, and this is your first Christmas without them, I know it's hard because even though my mom didn't celebrate Christmas anymore due to religious beliefs, I still miss having that contact with her because I would talk to her, especially on Sundays would be my day to call her. I would call her during the week too, but Sundays we had time to talk more and etc. And I miss that. I miss her advice and all of that. I miss my dog because my dog, animals love us unconditionally. And those out there who are pet lovers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. To lose an animal is just is very painful as well because they're part of the family as well, you know. But make what I would suggest um, is to just get outside, you know, drive around at night if you can, when all the lights are on, hearing the music, watch some funny Christmas shows, do things to uplift your spirit. If music does it for you, do that as well. If puzzles, things like that, and just even engaging in these things little by little on a daily basis, even if it's one thing when you first start out. Just continue to persevere and bite through it because it's not easy, it's painful. And visit the grave of your loved one. I'm telling you guys this, I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to because I know it's going to be really difficult. Was talking to my youngest sister about that as well, but I'm not ready yet. Like I said to you guys, I'm still healing, and that's part of the healing for me is to know, like I told my therapist, if I go to her gravesite, it I already know she's no longer here, but just seeing that and with her name and all that stuff on this tombstone, I just not ready to do that yet. And I know I need to do some more work on myself to heal so that I can be ready to do that. So I have my issues with things too. We all have that, when it comes to grief. And I think for many of us, our mothers and grandparents were the matriarchs of the family, the matriarchs of the family. They were the ones who kept the foundation together, the glue that holds everything together. And these people are no longer here. And when I look at the Waltons and I see a time where everybody lived together and helped each other, with the grandkids and with everybody. One person fell off, everybody else went to help. You know, they didn't just leave that person out in the cold, etc. And we don't, things are not like that today. It just, I was listening to when I was driving earlier on the radio, where talk radio, where this woman called in and talked about um, how resentful she was that her parents would not help her with her children, her two children, and it just reminded me of how everybody lived together and during a certain time back in the day, and everybody just under one roof. They saved money because there was only one rent under that roof, not people moving out and can't afford this or that. And everyone helped one another. But times have changed and it's not like that. And one of the reasons why I think it has changed because the matriarchs of the families are no longer here. And they were the ones who really, kept the families together. And it seems like after that, it's like things are just changing. Some things are changing for the better, but a lot of things are not changing for the better. And it's, so I love to watch the Waltons because it reminds me of that time frame. And I also, like I said in previous videos, I belong to a Waltons Facebook group where we talk about the shows, different episodes. I also do trivial, music trivial stuff. Find things that really help you because all these things I'm talking about are little things that can help you to heal, you know, and, you know, I want to talk about trigger moments, because for those who are just getting and experiencing the loss of a loved one, first of all, to everyone, my condolences, because none of this is easy when you lose someone that you love and who is dear to you. The body takes a toll, the trauma, the anxiety, the depression. Just please do not allow yourself to fall into a deep depression where you're stagnated and you have suicidal thoughts. Please don't allow that to happen. Know that there's hope out there. Know that you're not alone, and that there are groups, seek therapy. Whatever area that you live in, whatever state, Google a therapist, a grief bereavement therapist, and find one that you can speak to and talk to and feel comfortable with. And that's the beginning of, the process of healing. And then there are grief bereavement groups out there as well. Other people are going through this too, and you're going to hear their stories. And some of those individuals are going to talk about some things that have been effective in helping them to heal. Because the healing process for everyone is different, you know. Allow yourself to feel the pain, but also take a step, to the healing process, because there's help out there. Never feel like you're in a place of despair, and never be hopeless, and take one day at a time. Christmas for me at first used to be where I just would just spend it crying, when all these losses occur. It was nothing I felt like to celebrate. But I know that my loved ones and friends that passed over and all the people I lost would not never want me to be in a place where I stay stagnated and stuck. And now I'm in a place where I'm healing, and it feels good to remove toxicity, toxic situations, and individuals from my life, and to be at peace, and I'm learning so much, because there was like someone who was trying to get back in my energy to reconcile, and I don't want to reconcile with this individual because of the level of toxicity. And I have healed a lot within myself, because the old me could never imagine being on this channel at all, talking about any topic. Um, you know, and I have grown a lot and elevated because of the healing. And I still have some more to do. As I just said to you guys, I need to get to my mother's grave, but it's so hard for me. And every time I attempt to, take the trip, I get an anxiety attack of some sort. And so, my therapist is slowly still working with me, because that's important for me to do as well. I told him I think about the reality of it is really going to set in even more so. So we all have something that we have to work on. Never be ashamed, and always know that there's help. Even if you're not ready to do certain things, show up on this channel, and some of the things I talk about, someone somewhere may be going through these issues and think that there's no hope. There's always hope. You don't have to be stagnated and stuck. And please, I will be here Monday through Friday, and I will show up. Sometimes I'm here a long time, sometimes I'm not due to obligations, etc. But I will be here to encourage everyone, because I know what it's done for me. I'm not the same Lisa that I used to be, you know, and I'm able to manage through everything that I've gone through. And I give the thanks to God, because without God, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. And believe me, I had my talks, and I wouldn't even say talks in the beginning, just arguments with God, raging and all of that. And I've healed that as well, because a lot of it, I didn't understand that God was just trying to show me what was around me. You have to remove all this toxicity in order for you to be on this path to heal. You can't heal if you're carrying all this toxic stuff, individuals and situations with you. There will be no healing. So I had to be sat down so that I could see that, be, not just only sit down, but be still so that you can see what's really happening. Take the blinders off, And I had to learn that. I talked about it in therapy with my therapist. He never gave me specific decisions. He would lay things out in a homework manner. Do a pro list, do a pro and con list, and let's talk about it. What did you come up with? Does the pros outweigh the cons or vice versa? And then we would talk about it, and then I would know what I would have to do without being told you have to do A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, and D, And it's not easy, but I persevere through it. One of the key factors here about any of these things that I'm talking about, grief, anxiety, stress, anything related to this, toxicity, all of it, because all these things cause grief, depression, and anxiety. So one of the things is to persevere through the pain when you're first on a path to healing, because it's going to hurt like hell. It really is. And sometimes you're going to feel so isolated because of the pain. But once you work through that, I promise you it gets better as you keep persevering, and be on the path, and be serious about it, knowing that you are going to bite through this and not give up. I have days too where I just feel like, oh, but then I go into prayer with God, asking him to help me, and I lift those burdens up to him. Go back, and for those who don't know exactly, what I was talking about when I say lifting burdens up to God in detail, go back a few videos and you would see. And that's what I do. And I have a relationship with God, a solid one. And everything I do, I give it to him. I don't worry about the toxicity anymore. When people from the past who I don't want to connect with anymore try to contact me, usually if I see a number that I don't recognize, I don't answer it. I let it go to voicemail. But, I've been getting emails and stuff like that. I'll read them and delete them because I'm not interested. I'm not the same Lisa. And what I want to say also, because I've been a little redundant with that, is that even if I did allow some of these individuals to come back from the past, it would never work because I'm not the same Lisa. They would be looking for the old version of myself, and I'm no longer that person. And what I dealt with then, and being subservient and overgiven and etc., and not saying how I really feel and just keeping things inside, I'm not that person anymore, And more importantly, as I start to heal, I self-love, because that's the outcome on this road to healing. You know, you start to think about yourself. You become important. As it may take some time, because nothing ventured is nothing gained, and nothing happens overnight. But as you start to feel better, not only do you do better, but you start to self-love on yourself, and you start to realize that you are worth it. Doesn't matter what anybody else feel about it. That's a OPP, I say, other people's problems, which has nothing to do with you. And when you stay focused on the path to healing, you start to self-love on yourself. And you don't deserve toxic and negative situations, especially when you've gone through grief and loss after loss, whether it's one loss or a few losses, as you start to heal, that you're a good person, you have a good heart, and you don't deserve this toxic stuff. And nobody's going to tell you anything different. They can say whatever they want behind the scenes, A, B, C, and D. It doesn't matter. It's like hearing a loud noise at first, right? You're on a mountain and you hear this loud noise. And as you walk away from it and you keep walking and walking in a specific direction, it gets faint and even fainter as you go further and further away from it. And that's how I see toxicity. I don't want any part of it. Peace is better instead of being in pieces, and I will stay at peace with the help of God, because when burdens start to come, I give it to him. And I promise you, if you're not behind the scenes setting people up for failure, trying to hurt someone just because you don't like them or whatever, God will hear that. And He knows our heart and He will answer those prayers. And I'm living proof of that. And I don't care what other people think. I used to all the time and cry about that stuff, but when God put a mirror to me and sat me down to let me see what was really happening, what was really behind those masks that people were wearing, and I got confirmation of stuff, never can they step foot back into my life ever. Because some of these things they did was really just diabolical, which I'm not going to even mention those things, because my purpose here is to help people heal as well as helping myself heal, and to leave the past in the past, leave it where it is, so that I can continue to stay on this path to grow and to help other people to grow. Knowledge is a very powerful thing. And when you start to have the knowledge, because one of the things I learned is the trigger moments that I was having, the grief trigger moments. I never had that before in my life until I lost my mother and my dog and one of my good friends. And it would just come upon me and I had no control over it. So I started to educate myself about those things so that I can learn how to take care of myself better when it happens. And the therapy helps a lot. People don't feel ashamed about that. You don't have to tell people your business either. Just do that. You can always have therapy by Zoom service or in person. That's an option. And just do the work, and eventually you naturally want to be away from toxicity as you grow and heal. You start to feel better. Things don't upset me in a way that it used to. I don't make impulsive decisions out of emotion anymore. I take my time with things, and I go to God in prayer, and that helps a lot too. I start my day with that. I'm not religious, but I believe in God and I have a relationship with Him, and that helps me and protects me in so many ways, that I can't explain here, and I'm grateful for it. And now, I ask you guys to continue to show up here on this channel and to share these messages with other people, because sometimes you don't know what other people are going through. Because they're not going to tell you. There could be some people are in a corner somewhere grieving so hard, crying so hard, isolated. And then those negative thoughts creep in, and we don't want that. So please continue to share these messages so people can hear the message here and know that there's hope instead of despair. And they can heal these things. We never get over the grief, but we can get through it. And we can do that together here. I learned so much so far, and I'm still learning to turn pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help other people. And as you guys learn to heal things, related to grief and loss, and as you get better, you're going to want to reach out and help other people too. And one day you'll be a testimony to other people, because somebody might be going through something that you already went through and you've healed, and you can help them through the process. And that's the purpose of this channel here today. This is also a no judgment zone as well. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Enjoy the day. I'm going to go out in my Santa suit, and I have on a shirt here that has those tassels on it, but they keep falling on the floor. Those little things that are on the blouse, and it's silly. But anyway, I love Christmas. I like to dress up. I like music. Enjoy, and make sure that you enjoy Christmas Day. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and have a great day. Bye for now. This is Lisa shedding, always sharing, always love and light and encouragement. Bye, guys.